Are we live? Roll up, everybody. Gather, come and join. One man went to mow. It is that time again, and it is that man again. So all those two things are in situation. What needs to complete the set is your presence. Gather, come and join. It is that bald-headed or your man again, talking in that weird voice and talking shit the way he does. So everything is situation. All I need now is your presence for the program to fully kick off. The hyperlink, as usual, in the comment section. So I always introduce by saying that it is an open mic session, an open microphone session, and the open microphone is that hyperlink you see in the comment section that says StreamYard. So that StreamYard hyperlink you see in the comment section, that brings you straight on the screen to interact with the talking points. So if you click on that hyperlink, then you come join me live on the screen to debate the topics that we're looking to talk about today. So that is how the session usually rolls. It is unique and peculiar to this space. Only I so far do this. I'm not quite sure if anyone else is copying it, but this is the format. This is my format. This is that Oyo man, that guy that just goes on endlessly. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Water, only water. Water, only water. Where they see ma. Water, 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 water. Water, only water. Where they see ma. Hapa o naido. Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ye o. Ibe sodi akẹkẹrẹ ẹlẹ́mù re o.
So oro keke lemu. So a bit more from the K guides, but let me bring you the headlines first. We have no link with IPOB. Yoruba Nation warns federal government against proscription. So Professor Akintoye comes into the space to clarify issues and to say that, look, I have absolutely nothing to do with Umar Born, so decide his faith and leave me to my destiny. So the prof speaks to the space and we go through what he has to say. So the sit at home was suspended as was recommended by a lot of people, but it doesn't look as though the indigents of the eastern quarters got the memo. Nigeria's southeast town deserted. Nigeria's southeast towns deserted. Businesses shut despite suspension of sit-at-home order by IPOB leader Kanu. So we go to that space as well to find out exactly what is going on there. And we land in the north where the Islamic police, the Hisbah, have now turned fashion police. Use headless mannequins to advertise clothes, cover their breast and bottoms, cover their breast, bottom shapes. They look like human beings. Kano Islamic Police announces ban. So Hisbah, from Hisbah to Gucci, from religion to fashion. Hisbah turns fashion police, so we explore that as well. So plenty to go through. All that is needed now is your presence. If you want to come and join me live on screen, as I said, just click on that hyperlink and then you can come interact with the session. If you are new to this space, then just click on the subscribe button first, then introduce yourself in the comment section. Let's get to know each other. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́ọ̀dù o. nana mẹ́yẹ o ó dilé o. Petro Ṣódùkẹ́ ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run méjìkọ. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
Ikú kò ní rí wa gbé ṣe ìgbàlà tí ele hehehe. The care guides. Ikú kò ní rí wa gbé ṣe. As guys, I bring you this. Justin, we have no links with IPOB. Yoruba Nation wants federal government against proscription. So straight to it. In 1 second. A Yoruba self-determination group, Ilana Omo Odua, headed by Professor Banji Akintoye, has denied having any links with the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. The statement is coming amidst reports that the federal government intends to proscribe the Yoruba group also. Speaking on the development, Maxwell Adeleye, Akintoye spokesperson, told correspondents there is no basis for the proscription of Ilana Omo Odua. The government can only proscribe a terrorist group and not a peaceful group like Ilana Omo Odua. All our members arrested in Ojota area in Lagos were charged with disturbance of public peace but later released. Why were they not charged with treasonable felony or murder? If the government proscribes us, we are going to challenge it in court of law because we have committed no offense. It is an organization that believes in peaceful agitation for self-determination. We even released a manual on peaceful agitation for self-determination as authored by our leader, Emeritus Professor Banji Akintoye. I do not think the Nigerian government would descend so low to proscribe a peaceful organization like Ilana Omodua. Professor Akintoye has released a formal statement that he is not afraid of arrest and that he is coming to Nigeria soon. Whilst insisting that the group has no association with IPOB, Maxwell pointed out that they do not believe in the sit-at-home order issued in the southeast. Sit at home is never our plan. Ilana Omodua has no association with IPOB, so comparing IPOB methodology with ours is heretical. So let me take that again. Sit at home is never our plan. Ilana Omodua has no association with IPOB. So comparing IPOB methodology with ours is heretical. Our modus operandi is totally different. With all due respect to members of the IPOB, the only thing we have in common is that they want Biafra nation and we want an independent Yoruba nation. We are a peaceful self-determination. We are for peaceful self-determination. We believe in referendum. We don't want war. We are not going to shoot a gun or carry a cutlass to attack anyone. We do not have any military wing. We are for peace, and we believe the best way to achieve this is by NINAS. That is a Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination Strategy of referendum, and that is why we have been holding rallies to sensitize our people, he said. So that is the position of the Yoruba nation, distancing itself firmly and unambiguously from the IPOB movement. And I have said this in different guises, in different instances on this platform, that the Yorubas are a particular people with peculiar ways, and they do things in a particular and a peculiar way. So there's no real, and with all due respect, as the spokesperson said, to the IPOB movement, because they have their methodology and the Yorubas have theirs. So never the twin shall meet, but still due regards in from both camps. So That essentially is the position. Nigeria's southeast towns deserted, businesses shut, despite suspension of sit-at-home order by IPOB leader Kanu. Some major roads in the southeast states of Anambra and Imo remained deserted on Monday, while some businesses were also shut in observance of the sit-at-home, despite a counter directive from the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB, NNAMDI Kano. Kanu, the detained IPOB leader, had last Friday through a release by IPOB suspended the sit-at-home except on court trial days in order not to affect the economic and business lives of Southeasterners. Checks by correspondents on Monday morning, however, revealed that most towns in the southeast still observed the sit-at-home as some major roads were deserted and some businesses remained shut. Elsewhere looked deserted. Uh, yes, everywhere looks deserted, from busy roads to major market roads. One of them is the Aba Port Harcourt Road in Abia State. It was quite scant, no movement. An observer stated the same was noticed along the Onitsha Owerri Road as people deliberately chose to sit at home. Most filling stations were shut down in Onitsha, Anambra this morning. Olu Road in Imo State is also deserted, another resident informed correspondents. Aba town in Abia looks like a ghost town, whilst Nzuka in Enugu was also deserted on Monday morning. Some business owners and consumers sat at home, not necessarily because they love to, but because they don't want to die. Even though IPOB has allowed people to come out, but what about the miscreants and hoodlums waiting for an opportunity to break into shops and loot people's goods in the name of disobedience? A resident queried. Correspondents had on Saturday reported that IPOB explained why it suspended the weekly sit-at-home order in the southeast states, which it earlier instructed. The secessionist group had announced a total lockdown of social and economic activities every Monday, starting from August the 9th in the southeast region of the country. Speaking on Radio Biafra, IPOB executive Chika Edeziam had announced the suspension of the action. Edeziam said the sit-at-home would be declared whenever Kanu would be making an appearance in court and not every Monday as earlier directed. Reacting, the group's media and publicity secretary Emma Powerful had explained that the suspension was a directive from the leader, Kano. He said the group had taken into cognizance the concerns expressed by Biafrans all over the world over the suspension of the sit-at-home directive. He, however, stated that should there be another directive from the group's highest command requiring a reactivation of the suspended weekly sit-at-home, there will be no hesitation to lift the suspension. The statement reads, the suspension of the sit-at-home by the IPOB head of directorate was as a result of a direct order from the leader of this great movement, Nnamdi Kanu. There is no gainsaying the fact that one of the major fundamental guiding principles of IPOB is command and control. This simply means that all commands from the supreme leader of IPOB will be obeyed and implemented to the letter by the Directorate of State of the Indigenous People of Biafra. Bearing in mind, therefore, that this principle has enabled this movement to surpass even the expectations of both Biafrans and non-Biafrans alike, the leadership wishes to encourage Biafrans to focus on the most pressing issues confronting this great family presently, which is ensuring the safety of our leader whilst still in the illegal custody of the DSS and to secure his unconditional release from detention. In accordance with the directive from our leader, our seat at home will in the meantime be observed on the dates of our leaders' court appearances. So that is the directive from the IPOB movement, suspending now the sit-at-home order. But as ever, I think the memo has not really cascaded to the adherents. So they continue to observe. So let's just take a sample of that observance of that sit-at-home. So this is what went down in Nzuka just today.
16th August, as you can see, lockdown in Osaka. Today is 16th August, as you can see, lockdown in Osaka land. In Osaka land, as you can see, lockdown in Osaka land. I urge us to lock down. This is the only way to release our leader. No movement. Lockdown. Lockdown, as you can see. I'm giving you the details. The total will be coming later. Today is 16th August. As you can see, lockdown in Osaka land. In Osaka land. As you can see, lockdown in Osaka land. I urge us to lock down. This is the only way to release our leader. No movement. Lockdown. Lockdown, as you can see. I'm giving you the details. The total will be coming later.
So then you saw it for yourself. The guy repeated enough times for you to be clear on what he is saying. Lockdown in Unsuka land. But why is that a lockdown in Unsuka land being observed? Is the question. Is it out of loyalty or is it out of fear? Then, well, one of the commentators that uh, spoke with correspondents gave us a hint as to why that lockdown was observed. Let's just see. Let's just see where it says. Bear with me. I'm just looking for that space then, where that was referenced because we were giving a reason as to okay. It says some business owners and consumers sat at home not necessarily because they love to, but because they don't want to die. Even though IPOB has allowed people to come out, but what about the miscreants and the hoodlums waiting for an opportunity to break into shops and loot people's goods in the name of disobedience? A resident queried. So that speaks really to the heart of why that lockdown was observed. So those are the reasons that is being given by the residents, but then of course you may well have reasons to the contrary. The last headline: use headless mannequins to advertise clothes, cover their breast, bottom shapes, they look like human beings. Kano rather, Islamic police, now turned fashion police, announces the ban. The Islamic police force in Kano, known as Hisbah, has ordered shops to only use headless mannequins to advertise their clothing. This, it said, is because Islamic doctrine is against adultery. Idolatry, that is idol worship, not adultery as in illicit affairs. So idolatry, not adultery. So idolatry. Islam frowns on idolatry. Haruna ibn Sani, the commander of Sharia police, said. BBC also quoted him as saying, with the head on, it looks like a human being. Ibn Sani also wants the headless mannequins covered at all times because to show the shape of the breast and the shape of the bottom is contrary to the teachings of Sharia. Also, some traders at Sabongari, a Christian-dominated part of Kano State, expressed their displeasure with Hisbah's order. A shop owner, Chinedu Anya, said disobeying a shop owner, Chinedu Anya, said displaying clothes on headless mannequins also reduces their attractiveness to passers-by and affects his business. However, while some Muslims in Kano back the order, a handful of younger Muslims have noted that Hisbah's interpretation of some of the teachings of Islam, such as mannequins, is wrong. Islam forbids idolatry, but the Hadith, which is the teaching of their prophet, is clear on Allah judging your intentions. Unless you are bowing down to a mannequin, it cannot be seen as a sin, a Muslim cleric said. But a senior Muslim cleric, Hilaru Maraya of the Islamic Council of Nigeria, says the position of the Hisbah on the mannequins is correct, as Islam is against carving rather, as Islam is against carving human statues, whatever name you want to call it. While the announcement in Kano is the first in Nigeria, there have been attempts in other mainly Muslim countries to restrict the use of mannequins. Kano is one of the 12 states in the Muslim majority north that practices Islamic law. The legal system is supposed to apply to Muslims only, but in reality, non Muslims come under pressure to adhere to Hisbah's rulings, including the ban on full bodied mannequins. Despite condemnations from Nigerians, the Hisbah group has continued to push for the Islamic agenda in the north. The agency, established to enforce Sharia law in some states in the region, recently banned stylish haircuts, sagging of trousers, playing of music at social events by disc jockeys, and tricycle drivers from adorning their vehicles with pictures considered to be obscene or against the tenets of Islam. A barber and his customer were also arrested recently for giving and having haircuts that were considered by Hisbah as offensive to Islam. They are also notorious for destroying truckloads of alcoholic drinks. In March, Hisbah operatives arrested two men said to have sent pornographic materials to a married woman. The suspects were traced and arrested after the woman complained to the board. So from our Islamic police to fashion police, and that is the Hishpa for you. Pansat, we see you. Ajanle Koko, we see you. UK, good to see you. And Charles, good to see you again. So to you first, let's actually go first to Charles. Charles, are you with us? Lit vlog. Charles, you've not fallen asleep on me, have you, Charles? Charles, wake up, Charles. Charlie boy, I can hear. Charles, you are not doing that thing again, are you? Okay, I'll leave you to your business. When you are done, let us know. Oh, okay, then to you, let's go to Pansat then. So Pansat, to you, good to see you. So the talking point, Professor Akintoye distancing his organization from the IPOB, with all due respect, he says, but nevertheless, never the twin shall meet. To you, yours, and to us, ours, essentially, is what he's saying. And don't tar us with the same coloration because we are not of the same exact lineage. We might well be propelling for a similar want, but we're propelling towards it in a different methodology. So Professor Akintoye distancing his organization from IPOB with due respect. The Southeasterners do not appear to have gotten the memo because they still continue to observe that sit at home, despite the fact that it has been lifted. Fashion police from Islamic police, the Hisbah, up to mischief again in the north. Pansat, your thoughts?
Thank you. Good morning to everybody. It's
Good
about
morning.
6 a.m. here where we are. So, the chairman of the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, Professor Banji Akintoye, is a man I have a lot of respect for. And I thought this activity was all the way back in March or May, if I recall, when he distanced himself from IPOB, but aligned himself with the NNAMDI Association. Could you look up the date of the news you're looking at? Is it a current news?
No, this is current news, and it relates to attempts by the federal government to proscribe the Ilana Omo, which is the umbrella body for the Yoruba nation agitation. So
Right.
they are preempting that by saying that you cannot use the same medicine for the same ailment if you are considering that you're going to follow the IPOB line with the Odudua line, because the Odudua trajectory and the Odudua methodology is quite markedly different from the IPOB trajectory and methodology. And if you're saying that you want to prescribe us, then you have to determine the reasons and why you are prescribing us, and you cannot use the IPOB template to prescribe us. So that is where the conversation is, and that is what birthed that public statement by the professor.
Exactly. And I support him, and he's a dignified man. Only in Nigeria would somebody like that be disrespected. He's not working with IPOB. That is a fact. You know, the fact that he's disassociated himself from IPOB is understandable, because IPOB, it's a lot of hot right now. They've been proscribed, quote unquote, by Nigeria. So legally and otherwise, methodology, we need all the different actors who are doing work in their different areas. And the professor should not be disrespected by Nigeria. Okay? This guy is not just like a Yoruba fighter. Okay, this is an African fighter. Okay, he wants to liberate the Yoruba and have his people enjoy freedom. So he's doing the right thing. I support him completely, and I have a lot of respect for him. I'll be surprised if he says that he's working with IPOB. That's not his role. That's not what he's doing. So on that issue, I agree with him on that. On the Hisbah, that's what we have. They're saying that mannequins should be headless, and that they should be covered
And
up.
breastless and bottomless.
Yes.
So why don't you just use a square cardboard then? That's just a square, a square box.
Exactly.
I mean, if they are headless, breastless at that, then they are not mannequins, are they? You know,
Exactly.
it's just this foolishness that we
I
have.
mean,
Are we no longer a secular state? Are we no longer a secular state in Nigeria, where we
I
are
know.
having a religious doctrinal position being asserted upon a
Exactly.
state within the Nigerian space, not just a state, but 12 states? So are we no
Exactly.
longer? What about the southern Christian that lives in the north?
Right.
What law is he or she living under?
Exactly. I mean, it's the constitutional. First of all, it's a constitutional issue. That's one of the points that those who are condemning the
This is Obasanjo's fault because this Hisbah came in under him.
Exactly. Most of our leaders from the South, they have worked with these Islamists to ruin the country. Now, Nadi makes the point that when these people put in the Sharia, that they actually succeeded from the country when they did that, because we're a secular state. The Constitution makes it very clear that the state does not have a religion. So it's not even up for debate. These guys, what they're doing is, they're just challenging. They're yearning for a fight. Because how could you go and be disturbing people's constitutional rights to do their business, pursuit of happiness, and dictate what they have to do over there with your Sharia law. Okay, I mean, it's unfair. It's totally unfair. Not even for the Christians alone, but for the Muslims themselves. People have the right to do their thing, do their business, pursue happiness. So it's shameful, to be honest with you. I see a lot of things they're doing. I agree with some of them, like giving kids haircuts, but you can't do that by fiat. I mean, kids supposed to grow their hair the way they want to. I mean, we should talk them into facing their studies and doing stuff, but it shouldn't be by fiat having the police outside of the constitutional role that states are supposed to have. So it's disappointing, but they keep doing it to where it's now disturbing businesses. People have the right to live anywhere in the country and be law abiding, but to use Taliban methods and try to impose religious tenets on citizens, that has to stop. And I hope that the Nigerian National Assembly and those who have the power to do these things begin to do it, because it's not every day you say you want the country to remain one. You don't want that is non-negotiable. Nigeria is non-negotiable. Okay, if that's what you want, we have to, first of all, abide by the shambolic constitution that we were passed on to in 1999, and then restructure the country. You know, do the right thing. They have to know that Taliban style that they keep doing up north, it's not going to work. It's not going
What do
to
you mean
work.
it's not going to work? It's been the situation for 20 odd years.
Right. It's been the situation, but look, the Nigeria, they have internet now, they have social media. It's a totally different world from 20 years ago.
What are you talking about? Of course, it will continue to be the case, and it will cast. Do you know that they are looking to introduce Sharia into the Lagos statute books? Murik, the Muslim something, that guy with the funny scarf on his head, he is
Right.
pushing that. So
I think
not
his name is
the
Akintoye, right?
no. His name is something or the other. Is some Muslim guy,
Right.
but a Yoruba guy.
Right.
They are pushing to introduce Sharia into the legal structures in the southwestern space as well.
Right.
So for forget internet whatever, they
But
are
I'm saying
pushing this
people know
thing.
their rights now. I mean, the Nigerians are in the same time.
Yeah, but are they able to
States.
assert it? Are they able to assert their rights? Is the question. Nigerians are not able to assert their rights, as you and I know.
Yeah, only because of the military. In essence, they don't have ability to challenge a government that is so radical that it doesn't respect people's rights. However, the average Nigerian knows their rights. They'll tell the police, hey, look, I'm not supposed to give you a bribe, but if you have a gun, just like any criminal on the street, you could do whatever you want because you have the power. But not that they don't know their rights to use mannequins. They know they have that right, but the police could come in and seize their property and do whatever, but they be doing it, suppressing their rights, and often they get sued or they get the complaints on social media. So what they're trying to do is almost impossible. It's impossible. This is not 20 years ago. The average Nigerian know their right, period. And they are on the same time and space with the rest of the world.
Do Nigerians know their rights when they destroy all these truckloads of beer in Kano State, Katsina State, and everywhere? Because, of course, the law does not forbid alcohol. In fact, they pay taxation on the production and sale of alcohol. But they destroy it all the time. Even in the last month, I'm sure they would have destroyed truckloads
Right.
under that Islamic law.
Right.
No, know their rights is know their rights. That's meaningless. You know, if you know your right and you are not able to assert it, then it's just absolutely pointless. You know, yeah, I don't really understand what you are saying.
No, what I'm saying is that nations and individuals are very slow to anger. Okay, there is no Nigerian who doesn't know that if you're not Islamic, you have the right to practice your own religion. See, Nigerians, they may not be technocrats or experts, professionals, but they have the basic knowledge that you have in a civil space. That's for sure. I don't think there's any Nigerian who doesn't know that it's wrong for the police to come in and try to impose Sharia on you.
Right.
Yeah, they
Okay.
know that, but they don't have the ability to organize and fight. Or
so that nullifies that knowledge, then, doesn't it? Knowing it means nothing if you're not able to assert it.
yeah, well, they are starting it by, as we're talking about it right now. We're not wasting our time. We are talking to people who are going to browse onto this program a week from now and know that we're discussing this issue and that we find fault.
Do you think it should be banned, that Hisbah, because it's unconstitutional? Do you think it should be banned? I think it should be banned.
Absolutely.
And I think Femi Falana should do something about this.
Right. He's been doing a lot. We have to give him credit. He can't do everything. But the Nigerian, it comes from respect. Every relationship is based on respect. We have to do something to get the respect from those who are pushing religion, those who are killing people for unnecessary reasons. They're doing it because they think we can do nothing. There's nothing we can do about it.
Can I interject 1 minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go on, Ajale, go.
Yeah, that Hisbah cannot be banned because they are backed by the state law, and they were solely created to protect life and property against.
Does the Constitution not have supremacy?
Yeah, the Constitution. They are just
the Constitution is secular.
Yeah, hold on. They are just like the Amotekun that we have in Southwest, you know, to support the police in protection of life and property, and then, you know, to protect their state against banditry and all the rest. So they are backed by law, by their state law. They could be doing some other things like carrying out Sharia Sharia law, you know, but you know they are backed by law.
Right.
So
I would like to see that tested in law,
right?
Just to the constitutionality of it.
Yeah, they are backed by law. We Southerners, we look at that activities of you know, taking down the monarchy or destroying bears as a wrong thing to do, but to them that are Islamic, they are doing the right thing. So it's their space. We got to give them the right to do.
Well, vested within the Nigerian superstructure, though. So if we are able to do as we will within our space, then let's all do as we will within our space. Some people cannot do as they will within their space, and others are constrained and confined within the Constitution. We cannot be expected to be constitutional, and they act as they will.
If the Christians' rights are violated, we have the Christian body there that can challenge them at the court or take them to court. But if they are not doing that, that means they accepted it. So,
all right.
So,
okay. I'm not far be from me to accuse you of naivety, but I know what you are speaking to. That you know, they have this state laws, etc.
Let me tell you, like Pansa is saying that Nigerians know their right. It is one thing to know your right, and it's another thing to fight for it. If you don't fight for your right, that means that you are a dummy and you just want your right to be trampled upon all the time, and they will not stop trampling upon your right. So let me tell you, when we are growing up under the military rule, you will see Catholic Church, Olubumi Okoge, going to court all the time, challenging the military against their barbaric rule, against any decree that they roll out that is illegal. Olubumi Okoge was the head of Catholic in Lagos that time. He always come out to fight against what are the Christian leaders doing over there? What are they doing? They just sit down there
they are
and
compromised, aren't they?
we want to start blaming. If they don't do anything, these people will not stop. They will continue to do this thing. So let's just leave them alone with their problem. That's their problem. They want to do. If any southerner feel is not safe there, they should come back home and leave their space for them.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ajale Koko. So, yeah, round off your thoughts on that, Pansat, and then I'll take you to the next talking point.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that sentiment. Obviously, Nigeria is not like a civilized, westernized country. We're gonna have to be
Why do you
patient.
make that association between being civilized? This is one of the things that grates me slightly. People say civilized and then they say westernized. The two don't necessarily go in tandem, and Western is not the template for civilized behavior. Civilized behavior is a rule of conduct. It's just omoluabi that we have in Yoruba land is civilized behavior. So it's not civilized westernized. The two don't go in tandem.
Yeah, I didn't. I said, but I said both. In essence, I use civilized and westernized. There is a Western culture tradition, obviously, and there's jurisprudence that we emulate some of that. Like our Constitution, it's modeled after the United States. That's westernized. But civilized, though, which is what we even had, I don't even think the westernized countries have all the civilization that we have. We do have civilization. We may have been actually, the civilization itself might have begun with us. Now, has it been corrupt? Yes, by religious tenets and activities. And most countries go through what we're going through. We're very slow to anger, okay? We have been provoked many times. Just like Ajahn Lekoko is saying, okay, hey, abandon your rights, come back home, because it is our right as Nigerian citizens to live anywhere that we choose to live in that country, okay? As long as you obey the laws. Nigeria is a signatory to certain human rights with the United Nations and other bodies, of which that freedom of association and freedom of speech, there are inalienable rights that our Nigerian citizen enjoys. And then the supreme one is that we have some rights given to us by God. Not even the United Nations could take it away, not Nigeria. Okay? There are certain rights like that we have. But we are very patient, and I think that eventually we're going to prevail. Now, on the other talking point, which is the
sit at home.
Southeast. Well, I'm surprised, obviously, from what we've been reading, it looked like NNAMDI Kano was controlling that. But even though
do you believe that? Do you believe that? Because I'm struggling to believe how he's directing things from the DSS facility. So why are they making that attribution to his name when we all know that is otherwise indisposed? So why are they saying that our leader has directed when we know full well he has no means of communication? Are you saying he? And if they continue to do this, our leader has directed. You know that they can restrict his lawyers from seeing him, because they would then say that his lawyers is passing messages through his lawyers to continue insurgency outside. So just this need to make up, to hyperbolize and to make up narratives and just to make up stories by the IPOB. This is their Achilles heel, isn't it? Just making up stories. Well, how is it directing from a DSS facility? Why don't you just say the IPOB is stating this? Is that not sufficient?
Saying the truth. They're saying the truth.
No, hold on, Charles. Yeah, carry on, Pansat.
Yeah, well, the thing is that IPOB, they're not operating. I don't speak for them. I'm not a member of the IPOB. But they are not operating with fear. They you know, there's a saying in Igbo land that
You look at that. There's
anything that
always a
falls.
say. You know, there's never been an Igbo person there that come on. My people say, my father say, there's a saying in my village. Yeah, oh yeah, go
Right,
on.
right. You
I
know,
mean, Ajale Koko. We're still waiting for that woman that will come and will not have a
you know,
saying from his village.
Yeah.
Eh? Oh yeah.
Except,
What is?
you know,
except that person is not a real Igbo.
No, it's not a true
ah,
Igbo man. Oh yeah. What is he saying for
you,
your from your village, Pansat?
you know, first of
Eh?
all,
Eh?
you read things that fall apart, and you know that in one of them he quotes that proverbs are like the palm oil that you eat your cola with, or something like that, right?
Your
That's
yam with, yes.
yeah, yam, exactly.
Mm.
So yeah, you hear that at Agwagaja, which means something that's fallen on the ground is already got sand in it. Okay, so they do have him there, but spiritually, they know him very well, and he's able to communicate. Now, it shows that even if the IPOB wants to relax the sit at home, that the people, and especially in that state, Nabia state, the Nomwa here, are with their son, and they want to show their love and to, in a way, bring Nigeria to try to come together. I mean, the president of Nigeria would be smart to go into the negotiation path, okay? Because you have a whole section of the country, okay, considering this issue to be a hot boiler. Why keep agitating and having trouble all the time? Why not negotiate, figure a way to tamper things down? I mean,
Do
it
you
makes
think
sense.
Buhari would ever negotiate with the IPOB? Can you ever see that happening, knowing the character of the man as you do?
I don't think so, because the only thing people like that respect is violence.
Force. Yes, force.
Force and violence. So until those people can demonstrate that, yeah, you got them, you could kill them, but there'll be consequences. Okay, that's the only way that they're gonna negotiate. Now the other thing is that, I mean, we've just come now. This is the intersection where everything is weak. The evil seems to be getting a hold and winning over the good everywhere in this world where we are today, and that's just going to be a disastrous thing coming from the United States, from Britain, from the United Nations. There seems to be this idea of disregarding human life, of letting evil defeat good. Okay, because if they keep going this path, it's not going to be okay, because I know that in that country, it's going to be similar to what happened to the Hutus and the Tutsis. Okay, as you know, in Rwanda, the Hutus were the majority in that country, and the Tutsi are like our Fulanis in Nigeria. They're in charge, but they don't have the numbers. So at some point, the Hutus were provoked, and they killed a lot of the Hutus overnight. I'm talking about millions of people. And then the United Nations came in and branded it genocide. So why not do the right thing now? Because a lot of the ethnic minorities are very upset with the Fulani and their actions over there. So if the Middle Belt, they know they're not happy, the Yoruba are not happy, the Igbos are not happy, and they keep saying that the Fulanis are trying to conquer them, or they're killing their people, they are kidnapping their people. And you, like NNAMDI Kano, you have them, Igbo, you have them, and on the other side, in the Bedno, you're killing over there, and they're retaliating. At some point, all these ethnic minorities could get upset and then go after the Fulanis, and that's going to be like a genocide. But it won't be a genocide without cause, because Nigerians have been very patient with these people. They don't have the numbers to fight all these people if they did get provoked. So that's my thing, is that I'm not putting everything on Buhari because first of all, he's just a stranger. We don't know. I don't know what makes him tick. But there are people who are responsible, who are around him. You have Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, you have Erufai, you have so many others who are educated. Why can't they approach this man and say, you know what? Let's start to make amends and bring this country together. You're gonna have to change. It's the shortest way. The shortest way to doing it. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Pansat. I'm not quite sure the man is for changing, but we can only hope. Thank you. Let's go quickly then to Charles, who we may have back now, having just gone about his business. Are you with us now, Charles?
Yes.
All right. So your thoughts then on the talking points. Professor Akintoye distances his organization from IPOB for reasons of expediency. The sit-at-home being observed in the southeast, despite it being put on abeyance for the moment, and headless mannequins in the north for reasons of Sharia. So your thoughts on those, Charles?
Yeah, for the guy who leave IPA, he's a saboteur. We don't need him.
Is a saboteur?
Yeah, we don't need him.
Professor Akintoye is a saboteur?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
He got paid by the Fulanis with money.
He got paid by the Fulanis.
Yeah.
Look at that. Well done, you. A round of applause for Charles. A round of applause for Charles. Well done. You just hit the nail on the head right there.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah, he got paid for flying, so he probably got scared. And then,
all right.
Because he said
at 86, he got scared at 86.
He knows the iPod was saying the truth. He knows they're saying the truth, so he got scared.
All right. Okay.
iPod people saying the truth. Not lying. They're saying the truth. Just not just or being deceived. They don't know the truth.
Okay.
And the Satan home.
Is he a saboteur or just a sabo? Is he a sabo or a saboteur?
Anyone who doesn't want to hear the truth is a saboteur.
Is a saboteur.
Hey, look at that. Hear the truth.
Well done. All right. So to the fashion policing in the northern quarters, then the Hisbah is like a force that they used to assert as Sharia doctrines within the space. So that Hisbah organization now is saying that clothing outlets cannot now present their clothing displayed on mannequins because it is un-Islamic. So what are your thoughts on that, Charles?
Yeah, Islamic, I think the basic, there's a lot of tribes in the north that are afraid because they finally took them over. They changed their religion and language. They changed their history.
Okay.
The Hausa have been taken over. The Hausa have been conquered.
The Hausas have been conquered.
And eventually Yorubas will be conquered too if they don't wake up.
The Yorubas will be conquered too.
But not the Igbos. The Igbos never be conquered because the Igbos
are Igbos, how can the mighty Igbos, how can they be conquered?
They're
impossible. Huh?
The Igbos have number. They even destroy them if they have to.
Okay. All right. Let's now take you now to that your beloved Igbo land. Then it looks as though people are observing the sit-at-home, even though the suspension has been put on it by the IPOB movement. So why do you think people are still sitting at home, even now that the IPOB has said that they don't have to anymore?
Because
so why are they still? Yeah, go on.
The reason sit at home. The reason sit at home because the jobs and the school is nothing. The job didn't get paid. We're in the job didn't get paid good money. The government, the state don't even pay them good money. So they sit at home. They have to sit at home because the jobs don't get paid good money. And all the governments are saboteurs. They don't even pay the citizens good money. The roads are bad. The infrastructure
who are saboteurs this time around?
The government. The government and the states. The animal government, the new government.
Is that your word of the day? Is that your word for the day?
The Bonnie government is the worst. He's the worst saboteur. The Bonnie government. He's the worst. He sold his people to the Fulanis.
So the who government?
The Bonnie government. He's the worst guy. He sold his people to the Fulanis.
Who is Oboni?
You know the Ebony state?
No, Ebony. I think it's something like Ebony. Ebony.
Right.
He sold himself to the Fulanis.
Yeah. Okay.
People have been killed every day, and he does nothing. Just standing there. Shame on him.
Oh, shame on him. Yes. Is he a saboteur too?
Yes.
He's a saboteur. All right. Am I a saboteur, Charles?
No, you're not.
What about Pansat? Is Pansat a saboteur?
Pansa is speaking the truth. I like him. He's speaking the truth.
All right. And Ajanle Koko, he's surely not a saboteur.
No.
Thank you.
Anyone's not in the
But
government.
Vin,
Not
Vin
saboteur.
surely must be a saboteur. Vin looks like a saboteur to me.
No, anyone who's
Shall
not
we
in the
say
government.
Vin is a saboteur? Eh?
You have to be in the government. You have to be in the evil government to be saboteur.
All right. Okay. We're just defining who the saboteurs are. So Ajanle Koko, you are not a saboteur. So you can thank you, Charles. So mute yourself, Charles. So Ajanle Koko, you are not a saboteur. So you are free to speak freely. So speak
Yeah.
freely to the space. Professor Akintoye distances himself from the IPOB movement for reasons of expediency. Fashion police in Kano State and the Southeasterners observing the sit at home, even though it has been suspended. So your thoughts?
Well, Professor Akintoye distancing himself from IPOB should not be seen as a surprise. IPOB has distanced themselves from Nina's group, where Ilana Omodua is part of, and they have done everything to placate IPOB to be part of them, but NNAMDI Kanu, for one reason or the other, they don't join the Nina's group. So Professor Akintoye is giving a sound of warning to this government to not go ahead with their plan to proscribe them. Is is a good advice for this government, because if this government go ahead and proscribe them, I believe they will challenge them in the court and they will win. They will disgrace the administration, because proscribing them is going to violate the constitutional right of every Nigerian to
Free association.
freedom of association, freedom of speech. That's going to be violated, and they will go and trash that at the court, and they will win the administration. So, but Professor Akintoye is a force to reckon with in Nigeria, whether we like it or not. Speaking for Yoruba people, and this administration, I believe they are group of people that doesn't do their homework well before they take action. Every action they have taken so far always illegal action. That is what they believe in. So it will be a big blow. They're going to commit another illegal act. They go ahead and proscribe Ilana Omo-Oduwa. People all over the world, members of Ilana all over the world, we shout loud over it. Already, they are planning to host 1 million march in next 2 months in Washington.
Is that not in New York, the United Nations building?
Sorry. Yeah, in New York. Yeah. So it's just that we have an administration that doesn't believe in the rule of law. They don't believe in constitutional way of doing things in governing the state. We don't really have government in Nigeria. We just have some criminal at the head of affairs and just want to rule everybody by force. Because if they governance entails negotiation, lobbying, and bringing people together. So when they don't do that, they are not going to head to nowhere. How many people are they going to fight at the same time? You want to fight IPOB? You want to fight Ilana Omo-Oduwa? You want to fight everybody, and you're having economic problem, you're having insecurity problem. How many wars do they want to fight at the same time? So they are just taking a wrong approach that will
Yeah,
not
but you know
lead us.
Buhari now kill them all. That is
Yeah,
just
it's
it's
not gonna.
AK-47 to a Yamotu. That's just the only thing. And just
Yeah,
everything Yamotu. Just
yeah, me too.
he will
So
speak to them in the language they
they
understand.
understand.
This is the only thing he knows. Force.
Yeah, yeah, it's not going to lead him, the administration, to anywhere. They don't know if a fact that when you negotiate with your opponent does not mean
It's
that
not
you
a sign
are
of weakness.
it's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength, because when you negotiate with them and you are able to reach a conclusive agreement, meaningful agreement, it's the nation that is going to benefit it. It's not anybody, but the entire nation. And you are governing. If you are there as the president, or you are running a state, you are running a state, to make it better, and not to run it to aground. No,
Yeah, not
you
to
have
just
to,
weigh upon people. You're not there
yeah,
to traumatize people's
not to
lives. You are
traumatize
meant
people.
to
Yeah,
to better the lot
to
of
better
people.
the life of
Maybe
people and
did they
uplift.
explain the job to Buhari when he took it? Did they tell or did they tell him he was there to torture people? Did they not explain that his position as president is to better the lives of people? Maybe they didn't explain. Maybe we're just misjudging these people. Maybe in his handing over notes, Goodluck Jonathan did not explain the requirements of the job or what the expectations are. You
I,
know, does it think it's there to torment and torture and vest misery? What is it that guy doing? God,
Look, that guy is just
he's a yam head.
it's it's just the way it's just his person. It's just believe in ruling and not governing. It's that military style of that is just what he knows. So and Nigerians, uh, particularly with the Southerner, should not give him that ground, to perpetrate, to continue to do this criminal act. We should be able to challenge him every step of the way, take him to court and expose him. We have a lot of responsibility in our hand now as Southerner. All the Southern leaders are supposed to, they need to have this in their head, that the more they keep quiet, the more this man will run this country aground, the more he will destroy everything that it will destroy our heritage and destroy everything. So the people should stand up.
That's Charles again. That guy. I'm going to have you tested one of these days, Charles. I have concerns about you. Carry on, Janle Coco.
So the Southerner, we have responsibility. We have a lot of job. Our Southern leaders, Christian leaders, religious leader. I don't know what is wrong in that country. When we are growing up, religious leader used to have, they are always fighting for the right of the people. Just like the person I know, that's the only one I know.
Ajali Koko, everybody has been bought and paid for in Nigeria, essentially, is what
You see,
everybody have been compromised so much. Remember when we were having this conversation yesterday, and people are saying I think Ovie was leading that thought that the southern leaders have not done this and they've not done that. But all of these people are compromised. They have all the documents of their looting and they can expose them easily. So they will never really move to, and this includes the religious leaders, everybody compromised. So the problem is that everybody within the Nigerian space that can influence the Obas, the Obis, the Emirs, every single person compromised, financially exposed. So they can't, they will only just make empty noise, they won't do anything.
yeah, they can, yeah, like you see Christian leader, you see the leader of Catholic we speak, the leader of Methodist we speak, and they will fight for the right of the people. Not only Christian, not the right of Christian. They fight for the people. They stand up against military barbaric rule. They take military. They took Gowon to court. They took Obasanjo. They took all of them to court. Challenged their some barbaric decree that they roll out to rule the country. Then but now you don't see all these leaders. You don't see them speak. They don't do anything. Some try to do something, but you will see when they are even trying to do something, you will see they will want to pay them bad name. They want to call them name. They want to call them all sort of things. I mean, like this Christian father we have in the East, Mbaka.
And the contractor.
He speaks sometimes. I like that. At least he speaks. He talk against them.
Do you know he was exposed to? I think Femi Adesina saying that he was always bringing contractors to Aso Rock, and they would chase him back, and that is why he's now, that's why he's aggrieved.
Yeah, that wasn't the real thing. If you listen to it, that wasn't the real thing. That was Femi Adesina gave a wrong narrative of what that man did.
No. Hold on. If
you listen to his own version,
on his own pulpit, yes.
No, if you listen to his own vision, do you know what happened recently?
He wanted to help Nigeria, and he took Israeli contractors.
And they did not accept them.
So the Israelis did not put dollars in his pocket for facilitating the meeting.
It is not true. It is not true. If you listen, I have a great guy that is working with that man, and whatever that guy tells me is what I believe. He was also a former warrant officer.
Yes.
Okay, so I will tell you what the man tried to help to curtail. He did not go there. He said people came to
Aso Rock, and he did not.
But that is what he's supposed to do. That's what he's supposed to do, because you don't have the. You don't have the military to fight them.
You mediate a contract and there's no financial gain for you.
Look, let me tell you, there is something I would like to tell you. You see, Nigeria has gone to a situation. Look, you see, Nigeria, it's better that we speak on what we know instead of making assumptions.
Yeah, exactly. So you take that recommendation yourself. I mean, somebody took a contractor to go and negotiate billions of dollars contract in Aso Rock.
People came to okay, what happened? The recent one.
And you are saying he's not doing it for he's doing it for
reasons. Listen, let me come in. Let me come in here. Let me come in here, one man. One man. Let me come in here.
Jesus Christ PLC, pastor contractor. What are you talking about?
See what happened?
Somebody is facilitating a $3 billion contract, but is doing it for selfless reasons. What are you talking about?
You see, Nigeria has gotten into a stage where anything goes. It looks like there is nobody again that can speak the truth there, and people will listen to him. Even when they say, this country has been lying to people. That country has been lying to people. Even they can lie against you, one man, and before you clear it, it will take years for you to clear that dent.
Okay, what is the lie? Hold on, Charles.
They lie so much.
Okay, let's isolate to the situation we're talking about. What is the lie that has been told?
Do you know? Look at how Buhari came in. He prophesied that Buhari would come.
Please, Vin, you've come in now to.
I want to give you a stance. What made him close? What you made him close to the government?
No, forget all that. I'm not interested.
Because if he was not close to the government, he would not send contractors to Abuja or to Aso Rock, which they rejected.
Do you want to hear the question so you can then just address it so we can go back to Ajanle Koko? You are querying this contract space. So what is your query in that contract space? Is it that he did not take contractors to Aso Rock and Femi Adesina is lying, or that he did take contractors to Aso Rock but is doing it for altruistic reasons? So what is your position?
Before somebody would come to you, you must have built a relationship with this person. That is what I want to say.
No, just thank you, Vin. Let's go back to Ajanle Koko. You clearly don't know what you're talking about. Ajanle Koko, so back to you. Just quick comments then on the fashion police in Kano State, and the Southeasterners still observing the sit at home, even though a suspension has been put on it. Quick comments on that, and then we'll go back to Vin and hear his full thoughts.
Did you say they suspended the action of that fashion stuff in Kano?
No. They suspended the sit at home, but
Oh, okay.
the
Oh, okay. In
Southeasterners
Kano.
are still
Okay.
observing it. But Hisbah now is now designing dress shows for front of shop and telling them what is acceptable or not. So just quick thoughts on that, and then we'll go to Vin to take his
Okay.
comments.
Before I go to that, let me still make comment on Pastor Mbaka. You see,
Mm.
Pastor Mbaka, we have to commend him that he speak out sometimes. If all the Christians, the leaders and other religious leaders speak out against this administration all the time, I believe that we enlighten Nigerians that it is time to start speaking out against this administration and do everything to vote them out of power or their party out of power in the next election. So we have to commend Pastor Mbaka, even though sometimes he talk too much about money too. He will talk that if you put money down, God will help you. I don't believe in all those things.
Do you know that that pastor is fighting one state governor? I cannot recall the full details, but we covered it on this thing. He said he supported him to become a governor, but he did not come to the church to say thank you. You know
Oh yeah,
what come to the church to say? You remember that story when we did
yes,
it?
yes, yes,
You know
yes,
what comes? This is a dollar
yes,
preacher man.
yes.
This is
So
Apostle
that
Suleiman type person. We are not. This is a Udumeje type. You don't forget
yes.
him. Did they not even try to suspend him from the Catholic Church for being too commercial and being too political? This is just
So,
some
so
419
that
guy.
that other side of him,
Mm.
I don't like. But the one that the side of speaking out against bad governance, yes, is we have to commend him. He did it against Jonathan too. You see, when we are saying that Jonathan was corrupt and within the short period of time, he tried in his own little way, to help the economy grow. But on the other side, the corruption, he did not do anything, you know, to to curb the corruption. So that corruption aspect is what killed Jonathan. This man spoke heavily against Jonathan. And he wasn't just doing it just because he loved Buhari more than Jonathan, but because he loved Nigeria and he saw the rate at which corruption was flowing in Nigeria, then that this corruption will kill Nigeria. So we have to commend this man that he speaks out sometimes. I like it. So let
All
me
right.
go to
Yeah, very
um,
quickly on those two topics, because of the pressure of time. Yeah.
the eastern space. The eastern space, are they? Is it all over the east? Is the sit at home all over the east, or just some part
Well,
of the east?
it's just sporadically they are observing it, and they are observing it really for reasons of safety. This is what the people there are saying, that even though they are aware that the sit at home has been suspended, and they are quite keen to go about their day, but just to for reasons of caution, they are staying at home because there are elements, and we saw that in the last sit at home that there were criminal elements involved. They were concerned that criminal elements will waylay them under the guise of them not observing the sit at home. So they just decided to just observe it at least today, just to clear that space and let that information that it has been suspended fully seep through. So yeah, this is what it says. Let me just give you this Ajale Kopo. It says some business owners and consumers sat at home, not necessarily because they love to, but because they don't want to die. Even though IPOB has allowed people to come out, but what about the miscreants and hoodlums waiting for an opportunity to break into shops and loot people's goods in the name of disobedience? A resident said. So this is really the reason why they are sitting at home, out of fear more than anything else.
Oh yes, safety first in
Yeah.
everything that you want to do. So you want to consider your safety first. So uh, for those people to sit at home just to guarantee their safety, There's nothing wrong in it. But IPOB now need to speak out louder and tell people that they should get back to their work. They said it before. They should come out again and give a guarantee that there won't be any problem, and they are not going to support anybody that they stop people from going about their businesses on every Monday. They need to speak out more on that space so that that will be, normalcy will return to the east.
All right, thank you. And very quickly on the fashion police now, once upon a time religious police in Kano State. Fashion tips from the Hisbah.
You see, let me tell you, Sharia is part of our law, whether we like it or not. The Constitution allows Sharia law as well. So the northerner, don't challenge Sharia law in their space, and we have to recognize the fact that their religious right is their religious right. You have to give it to them. If they are exercising their religious right, if it tramples upon the right of other people, others have the right to challenge it at the court. And the people that should be concerned about this are the Christians. I mean, if they are implementing Sharia law that contravene the Constitution, their constitutional right of the Christian, the Christians have the right to challenge it at the court. The Christian leader should defend the interests of the Christian, the right of the Christian rather. So if they don't want the mannequin with the breast and the head,
and the bottom as well.
And the bottom, I don't see anything wrong in that. I don't see anything wrong in that. They are not saying that you should not feel, hang your clothes or just, hang your dresses in some kind of way, but they just don't want something that can get some people going crazy, So
what is the thing with this control of women in that space? They put them in this put their heads to toe. What offends them or what agitates them so much about the female form in that space and that religion? So because they seem obsessed somewhat, with the female form. What is it? Why are they afraid of women? What is the problem?
Look, let me tell you, even
is it that when you see a woman you won't be able to control yourself, or what is it that is what's the issue?
No, they are just
it's a control thing, isn't it?
No, they are just trying to comply strictly to the
doctrines of their belief.
Even in the Christian,
it is extremism. That is pure extremism.
I think so.
Hold on. Yeah. Let us get it clear now. We can now rule out extremism in some cases.
No, extremism is at the core of it, though, is it not? Wanting to control a human being. Are they trying to make women lesser than? Do they consider women of a lesser breed? Is that the thing?
Hold on. Yeah, extremism in some cases, but we have some cases that they are strictly complying. Like even in the Bible, it is there in the Bible that women should cover their head. It is in the Bible that women should cover their body. Is that what the Christian practices? No. So they want to comply strictly according to the Sharia, that they have to cover their head, they have to cover all their bodies. You understand what I'm saying? That is what they are, but they are pushing it to the extreme in some cases.
But the Bible doesn't tell us to use force.
No, hold on. Force is another thing. That one is don't.
That is the extremist part of it.
No, hold on, Vin. That is the area Christians will defend indefensible. What the scripture says is that this is what you should do. If you are a Christian, a real Christian, you have to comply by the scripture. But when you don't comply by the scripture, that means you are not a whole, you are not a Christian from your heart. So, but they don't want their own people and their religion to be corrupted. That's why they are forcing people. This is what we want you to do, because this is what the scripture, they are governing by that tenet of Quran.
All right.
Unlike the Western world that don't govern by the tenet of Bible. You understand? These are two different things now. So, but if Christians feel that their rights are being trampled upon, and they have the constitutional right to challenge it at the court, let the court now, get the law clearer to everybody. So that is my,
all right. Thank you, Ajanle Koko. So finally, we go to Vin just to take the final step.
I wanted to tell you something about
go on.
What you just said. I believe, from the way I'm looking at the way the Constitution was said, I believe that the Sharia courts only have jurisdiction over civil matters, not even criminal matters like they do not. Let me read that section. So in section 262, the Constitution specifies the jurisdiction of a Sharia court as follows. Subsection 1, the Sharia Court of Appeal shall, in addition to such other jurisdiction as may be conferred upon it by an act of the National Assembly, exercise such appellate and supervisory jurisdiction in civil proceedings involving questions of Islamic personal law. Subsection 2 states that for the purpose of section 1 of the section, the Sharia Court of Appeal shall be competent to decide. Then it gives some other thing. It seems to be a civil personal matter.
Yes, it is essentially a voluntary thing. You can, even a Muslim can opt out of the Sharia system to have his matters tried in the secular space. So, it doesn't, it shouldn't, and I'm not quite sure it does compel anybody in any way. So it's just like a prescription. That this is what the religion prescribes, and you subject to yourself to it, and if you're a subject of that religion. So yes, thank you for that, Pansa, just to clarify the legal position on that. So Vin, your thoughts on the talking point. Professor Akintoye distances himself from IPOB for reasons of expediency. I hasten to add, the Hisbah police, now a fashion police in Kano State, and the Easterners did not get the memo that there's been a suspension on the sit at home. Good to see you, Vin.
Thank you, my brother, and good afternoon to my brothers in the studio. Professor Akintoye, that man is one of the men that I respect and honor so much, Dudualand, because I can take his word to the bank and cash it out, and I'll come back home and relax and feed on it. Because I love that man so much. I love his pronouncements most often, and his stance, concerning what is happening in Nigeria. But for that is his own opinion and his own decision. So for me, I would not judge him based on that. He decides where he should pitch his tent. So I respect his opinion, and that's just that for that elder statement. I love him so much, and I respect his opinion.
Okay, and the Hisbah police turned fashion police in Kano State.
You see, when we decide to inculcate Sharia into the 1999 Constitution, that was the problem. Did you people ask them why they didn't put Christian law in the Constitution?
But the law is essentially the law is essentially Christian. It's predicated upon the English standards, which is predicated upon Church of England. So the law in Nigeria is essentially based on Christian doctrinal positions.
Where you are, the what do they call it? The Canterbury. Do they have both Sharia law and secular law in London?
No, because it's predominantly a Christian country. They have a secular
Good.
law.
That's where I'm going to. You see, wherever there is higher population, I served in the northern part of Nigeria for almost 20 years to 22 years. I know the extremism and the fundamentalism that goes in as regards to religion in the north. If you look at the time they introduced this Sharia, it was the time when Obasanjo was there. That Sharia was, there were so many things that happened. Year 2000, January. In fact, the first bonfire happened in front of my gate where I was a guard commander at that one mechanized infantry division in a place they call Kawu on the road to Zaria and Kanu Express Road. I was there. We were confronted. Do you know how many soldiers they killed there that day when we were preventing them from coming into the one mechanized infantry division? They killed a lot of soldiers there. If you listen to the news on that day, carried by BBC, they will tell you that most of the people that were killed were shot by the security agencies. Let me see. This is a kind of, I do not know why religion must be. Most of the people they arrested, these same fanatics arrested that day, were forced to recite Islam or Quran. They were forced to recite Quran. One happened very close behind a place they call Dalet Barak. It was the soldiers that went there and rescued those people. You see, when you introduce religion, that is what is killing Nigeria today, because there is excessiveness in the introduction of religion in all aspects of Nigerian, leadership or government. They introduce the Sharia. Obasanjo said, okay, since that is what is there, you go carry on. But did they take into consideration there are other people who are not Muslims in that same vicinity? In that same vicinity. You have, Christians in Kaduna, you have them in Kanu, you have them, and you are bringing, let me just say, primitive laws that makes them not to be free. Which God are we serving? Now, the enforcement of that Sharia came as a result of the introduction of Hisbah. Hisbah now is giving you the instructions on what they want to see in an Islamic state. You will not wear, they will decide for you what you should wear and what you should not wear. They will decide for you what you should drink and what you should not drink. But these people are busy banning beer, the sale of alcoholic beverages in the north. But when they sold it in the south, in the old southern Nigeria, pay it as tax, they consume it. This is the hypocrisy in this kind of things that they are doing over there. If the South would do the same thing there, what do you think? Where would Nigeria be today? So that is my position. I don't think for banning, see, mannequin, you put something in your shop, you go there and sell it. In Dubai, are they not having mannequin? In Saudi Arabia, are they not having mannequin where all these things are being displayed? In the Abu Dhabi airport, where I have been to severally, don't they have mannequins displayed over there in the airport? Why are we bringing religion that we don't even know how it came, to use it to degrade ourselves, and make other people look inferior? I don't side to such things. In fact, that is the reason why I'm telling you today that Nigeria can never be one. When you practice different laws over there, look what I'm telling to all these old Southerners that are in the north. If you know that you cannot stay over there because of all these excesses of religion, go back home. Go back home. You'll be better off in your home.
It'll be foolish for any Southerners to still have any strong presence in the north. Carry on with your business, sell your house, rent a room, and know that you are just there temporarily. But if you are building structures and thinking you're at home in Kano, then you're a fool.
Look, if you go to Kaduna, if you go to a place they call a television garage, you just go and ask. That big television garage, that park over there, television garage, that is Igbo people, I think virtually Igbo people and Yorubas that are there. Television garage. But it's not far from the Kaduna refinery. When you go to Kanu, you see a lot of business people, both Igbos and Yorubas, Biafrans and Oduduwas, doing businesses over there, contributing to their economy, everything. What do they contribute? What do they contribute? I live there severally. I live there so many years that I work with those people. I speak the language. I understand their tradition and culture. What they are doing is where they see that they are larger in number, they intend to impose that Sharia there to control you.
Okay, can I come in here?
Yeah, before you come in, sorry, Pansat, let me acknowledge Alexander's super chat, which is pointing in the direction of Vin. Vin, Alexander super chat at you and is asking, why did you resign as a non-commissioned soldier? Are you from Bogatanga? So are you from Bogatanga, and what led to your retirement from the Nigerian police force? From the Nigerian army, rather. So that is Alexander's question. Those are Alexander's questions to you via super chat. So thank you for the super chat, Alexander.
Okay, can I answer him?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, my mom is from the southern part of Nigeria, the Biafra land, and my dad is from Boku, what we call Boku South, as we speak right now, in Upper East region. That's where my father comes from. So I was born 5 years before we came back to Nigeria, and I schooled I did my secondary education in Nigeria, and was unfortunate. You know, I did not pass my my best core subjects, that is chemistry, because I did pure science. I could not go to the university because I wanted to go to university. I wanted to be educated. So my family being educated, you know, family background where we come from, most of them are virtually educated. Some of them are outside the country, you know, doing wonders over there. So my mom did not go to school, and you know, when your mom didn't go to school and you fail your exam, your mom will beat you. My mom beat me. In fact, in such a way I couldn't stand it. So I decided to run away from the house and went to Umuahia, where I bought my form at old women's training college. That was where I bought my form and joined the army. Before they knew it at home, I was at Zaria, Nigerian Training Depot. I finished, in fact, when I was there for about 19 to 20 years. So what made I took part in so many peacekeeping and peace enforcement operations, and the last one was between Bakassi, Nigeria, and the Cameroon, where I spent almost 2 years and 6 months on that Gulf of Guinea, Abana, and Atabon East. So I know all those places. So when we were, you know, reshuffled, I came back to Kaduna and I was posted to TRADOC, Training and Doctrine Command, Mina. Before then, in Kaduna, something happened in southern Kaduna, and I said it here before, and I will still say it again. I will not stand there and take stupid orders that are targeted at indigenous people that are solely defending themselves from aliens that are killing them. That was why I left.
All right. Thank you for that detailed response. And I think Pansat wanted to say something before I take your sounding on the last story. So Pansat wanted to make a comment.
Microphone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can now.
Okay. I wanted to say that my original thoughts were in line with the IPOB and the Biafran secession from Nigeria, until one thing happened, which was just lately, which is that the Yoruba now see what we saw many decades ago. So the Yoruba is in line, and the Benue is coming in line. Even some reasonable houses are in line. Therefore, I've changed my position.
What did you say that the Yorubas are now saying?
We saw that the Sunni Muslims of northern Nigeria have an agenda to Islamize Nigeria and actually take us as slaves.
Right.
And that is obvious.
And the Yorubas are just now seeing the northern agenda.
They're just not seeing it because
right.
they're being killed.
All right. Thank you.
Hold
No,
on,
no,
hold on.
no. You're just going to take me into an argument
No, no,
space.
hold on.
That's one of the most ludicrous things
Why
that
do
I've
you,
ever heard.
why do you,
Awolowo has been speaking.
why are
Awolowo
you
was
so
speaking about
disrespectful?
these things. Even probably before you were born, and you're saying the Yorubas are. Please don't do that. Let's just
Okay,
take
hold on.
You don't know what you are talking about. This is don't do that. You don't know what you are talking about. You Yorubas
You
are
gotta
just
listen.
now
One man,
You gotta be
saying.
saying the
let
truth.
him
Come on,
land.
man.
I mean,
Let
let me
him
land.
land. Let him
No,
land.
it's just this. I
Akin,
mean,
You
Let
are moderating us. Let him land first. You know,
no. But I'm not.
don't
I'm
act
not.
like a Hisbah. Don't
No.
act like a
I
Hisbah
don't
police.
like ludicrousness and just this,
One man, don't let
just
Nigeria
this,
deceive you.
just this random.
I'm surprised that you're trying to
I'm trying to be guarded in the
why you
language that I use, but I'm not
why
really
you
for that
separate.
space. The
Go ahead.
Yorubas are just saying what you saw. What did you
How
see
can you tell your
that the
guest that
Yorubas are just
he
saying?
don't know he doesn't know what he's talking about?
Because he
Don't shut
doesn't.
him up.
No, he
Don't
doesn't
behave
know
like
what he's talking.
a Lai Mohammed.
No. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
I think one man got paid by
This is
Granny. He got paid
Kansas
by
Why do you
Nigeria.
say that? Why do
trying
you
to
say
act
that?
like the
Go
big
ahead.
time Charlie again.
Hold on. When you finish, and I'll make my point. Tell me, why do you say that the Yorubas?
Because you are talking bunkum. What do you mean
What do
the
you say,
Yorubas are
Sunshine?
just now saying what you are saying? This
What do
is
you
something
say?
that Awolowo has been. Can you be quiet, Charles? This is what Awolowo has been saying for years. That this thing, these people, they are out with an agenda. Is either we tame them or they overrun us. Awolowo was saying this probably before you were born, and you're not saying the
Was he
Yorubas are
taking
just now.
serious then?
Oh, so
Was he
sorry.
taking serious?
No,
Was he
but
taking?
he
He
is
was
saying
not
that the
taking
Yorubas are.
serious. That is
What
where
are you
that's
saying?
where he's
No,
going to.
hold on. What are you saying that the Yorubas are just now saying? Who do you think the Yorubas are, and who do you think you are?
Okay.
What utter
Is
nonsense?
that a rhetorical question, or should I continue what I'm saying?
Just but speak to sense though. Don't
No,
try and
no,
rile people. Don't try and rile the
you're not
space
making any
up. Don't
sense.
rile people up.
You're making noise. You're not making any sense. I haven't said what I'm about
Okay.
to say.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Let's just hear, Vin. Let's take your comments on the IPOB space, and then we just round it off. This guy is up to so just
Yeah,
don't come here and do big time Charlie. There's no space for big time. You've tried it often enough to know that there's no space for. Don't try and do big time Charlie here. Vin, your thoughts,
you see, you are the host and you are moderating us, so
right?
you can at least. They said the Igbo people where I was brought up said that words
Look at
cannot be
that.
sweet in the stomach. It is only when they speak it out that you will know whether you do not know where the
All
man
right.
is going to, and you just
I
shut
know
him
where
up
it's
like
going.
that.
When he's saying the Yorubas are just now saying what he's saying as though they had some superior knowledge ahead of the Yorubas. When Awolowo was speaking this language probably before he was born and trying to pedestrianize the Yoruba position as though they had like a superior thinking. But let's hear your thoughts and then we just round it off.
Okay.
Just the instant space observing
Yeah,
the
I have been listening to Mazi Nnamdi Kano and
Yorubas are
the
just now
others,
saying.
others, and I've heard him several occasions said that the people's views, whatever the people decide, is what is going to go with. So if the people say that they want him to remain in one Nigeria, he will go by it. If they say they need a referendum, he said he will go by it. He said his vote is just one pair. He's just one person, one pair. That's his vote. He is not going to, do anything that is going to bring, a problem in that space. See, the people have spoken. The Biafrans have spoken. The Southeast have spoken. Do you know the implication? It has proven to the world that the so-called politicians in the Southeast has no control over these people, despite that they came in without votes. They were manipulated. Their votes were manipulated to go in there, and that is why they are fighting for INEC not to a bill that will help them electronically transmit votes from the polling station to the collation center. You see, so that is what they have spoken, and they have given their stance on this, that enough is enough. Whatever narrative anybody gives you there, oh, because they were afraid that somebody will come and it's false. That is false as far as I'm concerned. The people they have been beaten, they have been beaten, they have been flogged, they have been killed just by mere saying we want to be on our own, which is not a crime under the Constitution and the United Charter. So they have been beaten for it. They've been killed. So when somebody said, oh, they were because they are miscreants, are we not been having miscreants? Is there any miscreant that is tormenting Nigeria more than the Fulani herdsmen, the bandits, and the Boko Haram? For people to wake up and say, no, we are not going to do this, it's part of civil disobedience. I am all for it. I am all for it. They have spoken. So the IPOB cannot. IPOB are DOS. They are just appointed people that run the administration. Status of that organization. They are not the people. They are just few of them that are appointed. They are not the people. They must listen to what the people will say, and the people have spoken, and that is what you see today happening. With all the threats, the army came out, bombarding them that they are going to deal with them, they are going to do this, they are going to do. The people said, come and kill us. They are in their houses. That narrative of, oh, because of somebody will come out to kill, have they not been killed? Before even the Civil War, they've been killed in large number, in millions. So if they kill them today, is it a new thing? They must do what they feel that is right for them. That is my position, bro.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Vin. Vin, we'll start to round it off here. Hopefully, we'll see you for the later on session. If you're not busy, then please come join us. Always a delight to hear from you.
I will always join you.
And please contact OVA because I think the space wants to hear more from you because you have a lot of...
I tried to send on the number he gave to me on private chat. I saved it. I tried to send it. It's not going.
Okay, I'm sure he'll turn up later in the evening, and then you can.
Okay.
It's just he does this one-on-one sessions where he takes aside some of the more interesting contributors to the space, and then gives them like an hour long just to express their full thoughts. And I think you'll be a good subject for that space. So hopefully that gets to happen. Always a delight, Vin. So we seek to round off, and then we hear from Leeds, and then Panzat, and then as ever, Ajanlit Koko to round things off. So Leeds, just your closing remarks.
My closing remark is that Nigeria should wake up, and if Nigeria should split, they should split. They have no choice. The government cannot force people to be in one Nigeria. They don't want to be in one Nigeria. That's my topic. May God bless the Biafrans and the Yorubas and all the languages in the whole Nigeria. Amen.
All right. And God bless you too, Charles. Always a delight to hear from you, Charles. So now your thoughts are Pansat. So your closing remarks.
Closing remarks is going to be, you shouldn't be doing this childish stuff or trying to take the ball and go home when you come out to play. Like you're out here because you're the host. You're gonna see a man like me and you're being very, very disrespectful. I'm older than you.
What do you mean disrespectful? Look, you need to settle this big time. Don't do big time Charlie here. This is not the space, and I am not the guy. Don't do big time Charlie, because if you want to do big time Charlie, then you get short shrift. Don't do big time Charlie. The people here are largely your equal. Some of them often instances your superior. Don't big time Charlie here. Just speak to, when you say the Yorubas are now coming to see what you are seeing. This is something that Awolowo has been trumpeting probably when you were a toddler, and you are saying that don't do that. Just moderate the language and respect the space. Don't big time Charlie. Don't come and do the big I am. There's no big I am here. Don't big. Let me finish. Get out of here, man. Don't tell me to keep my mouth shut. And this is the last time you're going to be on this platform. I find I don't like the cut of your jib. You're just.
I'm gonna be missing 100 people.
One man, please.
You're telling me to keep my mouth shut. How dare you?
One man. Let him speak. Pansa,
He
please
needs to
let us
moderate the way he speaks.
let
Moderate the
let
way you don't speak as though you speak
This guy
in
will not
normal
let me finish
instances
the
here.
word,
You
and
respect the space and you
talking to me
respect the
like
people here.
I'm his
Don't
boss.
tell people to shut their mouth. How dare you?
What I'm
Who do you
saying
think
Pansa,
you're talking to?
Ajele Koko,
Pansa, be
you be the
moderate too.
judge. Be the judge of me.
I want to hear from
Don't
you. I mean, we would love
just
to
speak.
see you all
Honestly,
the time.
Don't big time Charlie.
listen
Don't
to him.
come here
Listen,
and do big potatoes. Don't come and do
if I
Charlie
wanna,
big
if I
potatoes
want to
here.
do big
Don't
time, I'm not doing that. But if I want to do that,
One
I'm not doing
man, just take it easy with him.
No,
Let him
I
speak.
mean,
And
telling us that the Yorubas are now
no,
just coming to say what you are saying. Have you never heard the words of Awolowo? Do you not know the Yoruba
why.
positions on things?
If you, when you want me to
Don't
talk,
here.
let me.
yeah,
What are you talking about?
When you want to hear from me, you let me talk. I
you
don't
know,
need.
Yeah, but
sometimes
talk. Moderate the language the way you use it, though. I would recommend that, as
yeah.
everyone else does here.
I don't think that's the issue. You have a problem. I don't know what kind of inferiority complex you're suffering from. I'm not doing big time, Charlie. I said that
Inferiority
the Yorubas
complex
have
from
come
what?
to see what. What is
Are
what
you
is
on
offensive about
alcohol?
it?
Have you been drinking?
What is
Inferiority to who or
what's
what?
offensive? Hold on.
You are just a tribal bunch. Are you not an Igbo man?
You are.
Inferiority to what? Are you not just tribal people? Is that not the
That's
subtotality
not in
of
my blood.
your
That's
person
not.
and your people?
That's
Those
not my blood.
tribal people.
I'm not that kind of a
The
guy.
Yorubas are international. We're Omoluabis.
Okay,
We
so what I'm saying
civilized
is
this
you can
world.
make that
Tribal
point when I
inferiority
finish.
complex to who? You
When
are
I finish.
tribesmen. You
When
are
I finish.
tribesmen.
We
You come
we
here all the
you,
time. Sorry, hold on, Ajale Koko.
Look at
You
this guy.
come here all the time. Every single one of you, my people say, my village say. The Igbo man lives in Japan. He never leaves his village. Are you not tribesmen? You are tribal people. What utter nonsense. Get out of here, man. And this is the last time you're on this platform. You're just an annoyance. Ajale Koko, your words.
let's one man. You see, sometimes you have to take it easy with some of our people. You know, when sometimes we say things in such a way that can be ridiculous to others, but we have to find a way, to settle it among ourselves, no matter what, uh, no matter what the ridiculous statement could sound like, we have to have a meeting point where we'll, talk it out and, come back together and keep things going, well, uh, I don't know if Bansat is still listening. If he's still listening, he can still. I will still, love to see him on the platform to come and contribute his own, ideas, and we do things together. We are all brothers, Igbos and Yorubas. We shouldn't be dragging what does not really matter among each other, but rather we, speak to the truth and speak to the fact, and discuss about our great country, Nigeria, and what we as Southerners can do together, and overcome these criminals in the charge of authority in our country. We should strengthen our effort on how we could push these people out of power, and not we, and not for us, to use that effort against each other. No, I won't support that. So, one man, I would like you to, take it easy sometimes, and pass out. Watch the way you say things that could annoy other people as well. So, Pansat, you can still come back. I hope one man will still allow you to be on the show so that you can contribute your meaningful contribution. And one man, I leave it here. So I will see you later today.
All right, thank you, John Lekoko. And sorry about the outburst. I do try and accommodate all thoughts, but there just some certain lines that are often crossed that I cannot allow. Coming here and saying I'm suffering from inferiority complex to an Igbo person, and saying that the Yorubas are just coming to a realization that he had realized a long time ago. Just some unguarded and uncouth. Let me bring him back because I don't like to speak to somebody in absentia. Just some unguarded and uncouth remarks, just lacking in substance and guile and tact, and don't speak to space like that, please. This is not what we do here. I am not that person, and this is not the space. So don't use that tonality in this space. It's not something that I will tolerate, and it is not something that my audience will tolerate. So please don't do it.
First of all, I didn't say anything that any reasonable person would find offensive. I said that the Igbos, the Yorubas, finally found out what we found out a long time ago.
Which is what?
Which is there's a religious angle to the agenda from the...
Then that speaks then to the understanding that you don't know anything about the Yoruba position. What you are saying is that you don't know anything about... No. The way the dialogue runs is how I run it. The way the dialogue runs is how I run it. That's what you have just said tells us then that you know nothing about the Yoruba narrative or the Yoruba position. So if you don't know anything about the Yoruba narrative or the Yoruba position, then don't speak to it. Speak to what you know.
Well, what I'm saying is that when I finish with my turn, if you feel that
just speak to what you know, man.
Anything about the Yoruba narrative, then you're supposed
to. Then if you don't know the Yoruba narrative, then don't speak to it. Who are you to say what the Yorubas knew or did not know? Who are you to say what the Yorubas knew or did not know?
You are rowdy. Yeah, you are the host, but that doesn't give you...
I can be whatever I am. You're not in a position to tell me how to be. What are you talking about?
No, what I'm saying to you is that
if I want to be rowdy, I'll be rowdy.
I've been very patient with you, okay?
You have been patient with me. What are you talking about? Do you even know what you have been patient with me? Or I have been patient with you?
Hold on. When we were kids,
do you have some sort of like inverted mindset? Do you know what inverted snobbery is? Do you know what inverted snobbery means? Inverted snobbery is like a nurse looking down her nose at a brain surgeon. This is inverted snobbery. You are being patient with me. The Yorubas are subordinated in their position to your position. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Don't do that.
You find yourself fighting for the Yoruba or something?
I'm not fighting for the Yorubas. I'm fighting for facts and logic.
That I am not paying any attention to those things you're talking about because it doesn't fit me.
You are not paying attention to what you brought to the fore. You brought it to the fore and you're not paying attention to it. What are you talking about?
Let me conclude what I was saying. What I was saying is that the Yorubas have come to realize what we were fighting against at the time, which was the colonization of
the Yorubas have not I'm telling you to reverse that statement. No. The Yorubas have not come to realize. The Yorubas are of a different methodology and of a different mindset than you. This is the thing. I just cited you. Do you want me to go and dig up videos and play it now of Awolowo speaking to this space in black and white movie reels?
But does that
what are the Yorubas coming to realize when it's something that they or you first spoke to? The Yorubas first spoke to that space. So they have not come to realize anything that you know. They just have of a different methodology and of a different approach than you.
Okay, so why didn't you say that when I'm done? Just say that when I'm done. Hold on.
No. Don't speak to what you don't know. You don't know the Yoruba position because from your pronouncements you don't. So don't speak to something you do not know.
I do know. Because
you don't.
Answer this question.
The Yorubas have just come to realize what you have always known. Are you all right?
How come the Yoruba fought with the Fulani against us?
The Yorubas did not fight against the Fulanis against you. The Nigerian armies crossed an insurgency. What are you talking about?
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Let me tell you something.
You did not fight the Fulanis. You fought the Nigerian army. Why are you being revisionist? We all know history.
I'm done with you.
Yes, so leave.
All that noise you're making.
You just get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. You was a comedian. You Yorubas fought with the Fulanis. You fought the Nigerian army. Is the Nigerian army Fulani? Is it Yoruba? The Igbos were part of the army that fought you. Utter nonsense. Get out of here. Sorry, everybody, but that's it.